Chapter 18, Amino acid oxidation and the production of urea. This chapter is really not going to be a whole lot of new material because it's information that has been touched on in numerous other chapters. The breakdown, the intermediate products of some of the metabolic pathways. We've mentioned that it could become amino acids, taken out of the citric acid cycle and, modified to become an amino acid. If it can be taken out and modified to become an amino acid, then the amino acids, as we're showing here, can then be fed in to those same intermediates. So the intermediate steps of the citric acid cycle be taken out, modified to become other things. Those other things can then be, deaminated, utilized back into the citric acid cycle, or those other things can be deanimated and repackaged, repurposed to become fatty acids. And that's what this chapter is going to be looking at. That's trying to hammer home this idea that nothing you have been taught in any of your bio courses actually occurs in a vacuum. Okay? You may be taught the citric acid cycle individually, the steps individually. You may be taught the citric acid cycle as an individual concept, but it is an interplay between multiple other metabolic processes that feed into and feed out of the citric acid cycle. And then many of the amino acids that you eat that are part of the polypeptides, the proteins that you take in, whether it's animal or plant-based proteins, many of the amino acids, those polypeptides are going to be broken down. The amino acids reutilized by the same cells that broke down the polypeptide. Or, as we're going to discuss in this chapter, there's going to be further catabolism, breakdown, and then the energy within the bonds is going to be utilized by that cell for other purposes.